Podcast. I think this is the worst day for the heat. We've been saying that every day so far. I know this one's really bad. Like, it's just not cooled down from the moment we got this morning. I'm literally. Do you think I could go away with this being run this whole time? Nah, right, okay, Anyway, friendly heat wave reminder. The fan is blowing. It's been really bad today. I've literally just been in buckets, like, I'm going to be cracking over those cans of Diet Coke when I'm not done. Heard them. Right, so it's kind of funny situation here, guys, because obviously on Tuesday we recorded our thoughts to the Boston Fleet officially making a gas arena their permanent home for the 2026-27 season. And you can go check that episode out how we have done so, and we gave our thoughts about that. And then I think, so you were kind of alluding how we were still waiting for Ottawa, and we were like how we're all itching to know about what's going on in Ottawa. You know, we kind of know it's sort of a done deal in Ottawa. Yeah, it was like, well, and so literally late Wednesday night, it was on social, the news was out there that on Thursday, the Charge were going to make a big announcement. That announcement came not long after we'd finished our recording session last night. We're recording this on July the 10th. This news dropped literally not long after our recording session last night. And I did wonder, in the build-up, because of the tightness between Ottawa and Manchester, I did wonder, would we get opportunity to record it yesterday or not? And the answer was no. But it's now official. The move is happening. The Ottawa Charge are officially leaving TD Place for Canadian Tire Centre, and I just could not be more thrilled for them. I am so happy. There is a press conference video on the Charge's official YouTube channel. We've not had a chance to watch it beforehand. We might do it over the weekend. I'll have a look at that. I just could not be so happy for them. Because obviously, as you guys know, throughout this season, there's been a great big arena situation hanging over the heads of the Ottawa Charge. And we, of course, covered all of that, you know, back in October and November. It was not a nice thing to cover, because it was like, what? Seriously? It's season 3 already, so it's got an arena problem? Yeah. And, you know, it was not nice to watch. That council meeting is going to sadly live rent-free in my mind, because that was just the most disgusting piece of legislation I've ever seen in my life. Oh, God, that was horrible to watch. That's politics for you guys. And of course, for me, it just brought back all the painful memories that I had, you know, during the Oakland A's messy relocation saga, which of course obviously ended with me not just losing a team, but also basically cutting ties with the league full stop. Anyways, so I am so pleased that, you know, the Ottawa Charge have now got this over the line. It's now done. They're going to be shared with the Ottawa Senators. And we did the maths last night. That's now 7 of the 12 teams who are going to be playing in AHL facility next season. Ottawa, us, New York, up the inaugural 6. They got Seattle, who joined this year. And then we've got San Jose, Detroit, and Las Vegas, who are all going to be joining next year. That's 7 of the 12 teams who will be AHL venues next season. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to get it out of the way now, because I've been, throughout this whole saga, I've been saying I think the Charge should move to Canadian Tire Centre full time. We know that Ottawa has got one of the most die-hard fan bases in all the league. I'm going to let them have that. You know, I should technically, as a Frost fan, challenge it. I won't. Charge how many? You can have that. You know, for me, it just makes sense. The market was literally growing at a fast pace. Yeah. I know when I said it on social media time to time, a lot of people kept firing back at me saying, "Oh, it's too far." And I was like, okay, what about Boston? Because the Fleet played in Songer Centre, which was it for 3 years, which was in Lowell, not Boston. And they still got starts every night. Yeah, well, you can't use that excuse now. I can't now. You can't now. I can't now. But it's like, seriously, if that's your only argument, that's pathetic. That is a weak... if that's your only argument to say to me why you think the Ottawa Charge going to TTC is a bad idea, then I'm sorry, that is a weak argument, and it's pathetic. Okay, so I'm going to say this now before we get on to the actual article, because I need to get on my chest now. If anybody still thinks that the Ottawa Charge moving to CTC is a bad idea, then you can suck my dick. Oh! I'm going there. I thought you were going to say kiss my own. No, that's too tame. That's too lame. That's too timid. That is too timid. That's too lame and too timid. I'm going hardcore. Well, you are out now, public outdoors. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. I'm not holding back now, okay? Seriously, suck my dick. Okay? Because there are so many markets in North America right now who would kill to get a PHL. Denver is the obvious one. Denver would kill to get a PHL team right now. Okay? So if you still believe that CT is the wrong call, then I'm sorry, you are literally ungrateful and do not deserve to have this team in your backyard. Okay? Because there's plenty of markets out there that would kill to get the PHL full time. Would literally kill. Okay? So, if you've got... Now, some of you might have reservations about CTC, fine. But don't say, oh, it's too hard. That ain't gonna wash me. That's not good of excuse. It's not good enough, okay? So seriously, if there are people who still think that CTC is a bad idea, then you are just basically ungrateful bastards. And now we can get on to the article. I finally need to get it off my chest now, and then we can just talk about the article, okay? So I need to get it on my chest now, okay? Right, so here we go. Right, so the Ottawa Charge play... Sorry, the Ottawa Charge to play to say... Yeah, so okay, yeah. It's the adrenaline is rushing free after just doing that. Ottawa Charge to play at Canadian Tire Centre beginning 2026-27. The Ottawa Charge of the Professional Women's Hockey League have announced that Canadian Tire Centre will become the team's primary home venue beginning with the 2026-27 season, ushering in a new era for women's professional hockey in the nation's capital. The Charge will relocate from TD Place, which served as the team's primary home venue for its first 3 seasons. During that time, the team experienced significant growth and built one of the most passionate and engaging fan bases in the PHL. We'll let them have that. Yeah, we'll let you have that. As Frost fans, we technically should rebuke that, but you know what? We'll let them have it. Yeah, we will let them have it. I mean, the fact that Ottawa, of all places, literally just from the word go, just grew and grew and grew and grew. I mean, the building did not meet the market, let's be honest. I mean, TD got... Sorry, not TD. TD Place, and he said TD Garden then! Sorry, because Boston's move still at the back of my mind, that's what it is. TD Place literally had about, what, 8.5? It was not able to meet the capacity, meet the demand for PHL hockey in Ottawa. It did not. And the plans for Lansdowne was not going to do that either, so... Anyway. As TD Place enters a new phase of redevelopment, you're downsizing! Yep. That's exactly what she said yesterday when I read the article out to them both. She was like, go on lady, call it what it is. Well, call a spade. You're downsizing. That's what you're doing. You're not redeveloping, you're downsizing. Exactly. Redevelopments make things better, not worse. Which is what's going to happen. Yeah, well, we've already covered that in detail, so they can go and check that back out. We did back in the last autumn. Anyway, so yeah, as that's happening, Canadian Tire Centre will provide the facilities needed to support the Charge's continued growth, serving as the team's primary home venue, practice facility, and training centre. Now, this is what the general manager had to say. As the Charge community continues to grow, the move to the Canadian Tire Centre will position us to welcome more fans and continue building a memorable experience for our players and our supporters, said Ottawa Charge General Manager Mike Hirschfield. TD Place was the foundation of our early success. and we're deeply grateful for the energy our fans brought to every game in that building. In the playoffs, as we witnessed that they could recreate that magic at CTC. We're looking forward to continuing to build momentum in our new home. The move also brings two Major League Hockey teams under the same roof, and builds on the strong partnership between the Charge and the AHL's Ottawa Senators. Following the Senators' support during the club's postseason transition. Well, I still wonder if the Senators had got into the second round, would that have happened? Yeah, because the Senators have got swept by the eventual champion Carolina Hurricanes. I remember you at the time they did say, I'm not sure if you said on the record or not, but you did say, if the Senators had somehow got to the next round, would that still have happened? Would the Charge still have gone to CDC? You did say that. I did. You did say that. Yeah. Still one. Yeah, well, who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know. But the Charge are now going to be in that situation that we are, and you have to try and work around Stanley Cup schedules, not what a cup. Yeah. So, yeah, so we'll give you, if you want any advice, we'll kindly speak to you guys. And organisations will continue working together as the Charge make Canadian Tire Centre their home. Centre Sports Entertainment is proud to officially welcome the Ottawa Charge to Canadian Tire Centre, said SS&E President and CEO Cyril Leader. The Ottawa Gatineau region is fortunate to have two professional hockey teams competing at the highest level. In a short period of time, the Charge have developed a substantial following and the fan base, and they have become an important part of our local hockey ecosystem. This move marks a significant milestone not only for the Ottawa Charge but also for the continued momentum of the PHL as demand for professional women's hockey continues to rise across North America. That momentum has been evident in Ottawa, where fan support at Canadian Tire Centre has continued to build. The Charge averaged 13,641. Sorry, the 6 looked like an 8 there. my bad eyes. They averaged 13,641 fans over their first 6 games at the venue. Among those highlights was a crowd of 17,148 for the third. Good Friday! Against the Montreal Victoire, setting a new women's hockey attendance record in Ottawa, surpassing the previous mark established by the Canadian national women's team. The Charge also set a PHL single game playoff attendance record when 16,894 fans attended Game 3 of the World Cup Finals back on May 18 against the Victoire. The Ottawa Charge are now accepting deposits for new season ticket holders for the 26-27 season. Fans interested becoming members can place a deposit today to secure priority access. Current season ticket members will receive renewal details soon, and no action is required at this time. For more information and to place your deposit, you simply go to the Charge's website. So, this is just absolutely brilliant. And what this does is it secures the Ottawa Charge for the long term. Because the concerns with what was going on with the Lansdale thing was, could this mean that the Charge end up being relocated somewhere else? What this move does is it cements the Charge's future for Ottawa for the foreseeable future. Because we know, while we don't have the timeline yet, we know the Senators are determined to build a brand new arena in Ottawa at some point in the future. What this now does is it now means that you won't just have the Senators moving to a brand new building, you also have the Charge moving to a brand new building as well. And that, for me, is just brilliant. So this just shows that they really have thought for the long term, and, you know, they recognise the importance of women's hockey in Ottawa, and this is just gold dust. This is brilliant. So we don't have to worry anymore about possibility of maybe losing the Charge. Because I've said the one big thing I do not want to see happen to PHL is relocation. Because I know what will happen if it does happen. And me, the Vultures, the Keyboard Warriors, the Trolls will come out and say it didn't work at that market. And then I would have to come on this podcast literally the next day and go on the defence. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay? Yeah, so I'm just so pleased. Yeah, I'm really glad that the partnership between the Senators and the Charge is getting stronger and stronger. Because they have literally... I remember during Lansdowne, they came out and said, oh, we will support the Charge and whatever they need. We'll even happily talk with them. The fact that, you know, we've known about this since the night before our trip. I know, crazy, right? Because literally the first rumblings we got of this move was, I kid you not, the night before we were set to fly out to Minneapolis. And straight away I thought, oh, I know what our first episode coming back will be. We should just got flown straight back into it, didn't we? Yeah. Well, I knew that was going to happen. I knew... Because obviously we had a lot of post-trip content to do after to set up that sister show. So I knew that once we got back from our trip, we were going to be flung straight back into it. But obviously, because we didn't land back in the UK until the Friday, it meant that we could have the weekend off to basically get ready, get ourselves back into the swing of it. And on a Monday was when we were just like straight back into it. Yeah. But I knew that was going to be the first episode of the main show that we were going to do. But yeah. And then obviously, you know, recently, a few weeks ago, we had obviously this come up again, and the move will be announced at some point. Yeah, so it's been a few months in the making, this announcement, and it's just like, well, we can't know it's gonna happen, but it's like we just need it to be confirmed before. Yeah. Well, for me, when the Charge announced that they were gonna play all their player games at CTC, I just thought, that's it. There you go. That for me is the signal to say that this move is on and this move's gonna happen, and you go to like Olympic, guys. You go to like, because we've seen, right, the Charge so far played 6 games at CTC. Most of them against the Big Trois. Yeah, because are you trying to do the maths right now? 2 against Boston, because Ottawa had games 3 and 4, then 4 against the Big. I think it's 4 against the Big Trois, 2 World Cup finals games, and 2 regular season games. There we go. I'll save from doing the maths, my boy. Yes, it'd be nice for the other team to get a chance to go in that arena next year. I'm really looking forward to that first Frost match between Ottawa now. Yeah, because I'm like, well, I look forward to them this past season, because obviously because of rematch. Now I'm looking forward to it next year, because like it's gonna be our first opportunity to go to Canadian Town Centre. It's gonna be really exciting, and you're just gonna feel that energy, that atmosphere from the get-go. I mean, it was already loud at TD Place. It's gonna get even more louder in CTC, because you can pack more people into the building. You can get more fans in there than before. It's going to be just so great. It's really good that the Senators are welcoming the Charge to their home. They see the potential of working with them. They see the partnership opportunities, and just really good. Well, I think was it during one of the Senators' home games they revealed about the Charge clinching their passport. They did. They did. So you can see there's a sort of relationship there brewing. It's just you need to work out, you know, whether it's a nice gesture, or is it because you really want women's hockey to succeed in Ottawa? Yeah. But that's really good. That is really good. Because we know PHL San is already doing really, really well in building its relationship with my Sharks, which is really good. I mean, we had Leah Edwards obviously on the draft floor. What was it? 2 weeks ago now? 1 week ago? Roughly 2 weeks? We'll say roughly 2 weeks. Roughly 2 weeks now. Yeah, so that's good. I just feel like we need to see more relationships building between the PHL teams in the NHL market. Because the PHL teams are making the effort. The NHL teams need to then step up and match it. Yeah. This is so good. So good. So if we're going to do that, so if we're going to do the number 6 road trip, it's now CTC, not TV place. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously a Gallus for Boston, not Songa. Yeah, because... yeah. That's going to be amazing. You know, just... I couldn't be more pleased. It's just... And it just shows how, you know, with... Come on, you can do a gender war. Either you do it or I'll do it, lady. Okay, I'll do it. You do it. One of us is going to do it. One of us is going to invoke a gender war. So it's not good. So it's either going to be her or me. So, okay, you do it. It's just another example of showing that women get things done. Put that there. In fact, let's do the full shake. So, ha! Yeah, that's part of the full shake. Yeah, and I can tell you that why she's right, because obviously, you know, again, what happened with me in Oakland, there was a deal that was 90% done. There was a site available, ready to go, to be redeveloped and purpose for MLB. And what happened? The A's walked away. The A's walked away, and this is in men's sport. This was in men's sports. Also, Coyotes. Oh, don't bring her into this! No! Don't speak ill of the dead! Don't bring her into this! Well, Coyotes got kicked out of Gila River. They moved to Mullet Arena, and they never got anywhere close to building a new arena in Arizona. What happened? Well, the problem with Arizona is Alex Miller put all his eggs into one basket. He had high up to that referendum, but when has it ever gone right for a sports team in a referendum? Because the public don't want to pay for things that they know that the business owners could pay for themselves. Okay, so there you go. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think Alex Miller was ever really serious about keeping Arizona, because he gave up very quickly after the land auction got called off. I'm surprised that Tucson still got it to the NHL. I really am, because I just think that's on borrowed time. Because Utah, no way are the Mammoths going to want to keep their NHL station in Tucson, when it could just easily move to Salt Lake. No way. No way. I can easily see what Vegas did to San Antonio. I can see that big, because obviously Vegas purchased San Antonio in 2020. That was about 3 years after they joined the league, and then turned to Henderson, and then build their own arena in Henderson. So I could see that happening with Utah. Well, next year is year 3 for them. Yeah. Oh, next year is year 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, so watch your back, Tucson. Yeah, watch your back. No, but don't bring her into it. He was one of my good friends. You're lucky Sharky's not up here now, because he would have you alive for that. But yes, there are plenty of examples out there in men's sports where we've had arena situations and it just ended nasty because nobody can agree to get the job done. Whereas here, in the women's game, we saw an arena issue and we got it dealt with. Yeah. Because this easily could have festered on and on and on. We didn't know how long the Charge lease was up in TV posts. We didn't know that. This could have gone on and on and on and dragged through the mud. And yet, no, we've got it done within the space of a year. Job done. Team's future now secured. Move on to the next debacle. National tally deal. Oh, can you let that go? Right, the next step in growth. I don't care. I'm not fussed by that right now. Okay, especially about to welcome 4 more teams in. Alright, it's going to be the back of some people's minds. Well, just... anyway. But no, so this is going to be just so exciting, you know. I mean, just... And for me, the big pro of this is you can get more people than the evidence before, because TV players only hold around roughly 8,000. CGC, we can hold at least 17, maybe just a tiny bit more for hockey, I don't know, I need to check the statistics of that. So the fact that, because we just knew that TV Place was not meeting the demand for the market. Now, I think that's fascinating how of all in Ottawa 6 teams, Ottawa was the one to explode. Yeah. Ottawa was the one to explode in terms of a fan base. So I think at the time of the Ottawa 6 teams being revealed, Ottawa was the gamble. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Ottawa Ottawa was kind of seen as the gamble. There were other markets that were considered that did pretty much have women's proteins, but weren't picked. Yeah, I do remember that. Remember at the time, Ottawa was kind of seen as the big gamble, and would that pay off? And it did. It did. And what's been really interesting to see about the Charge is it's not just been successful off the ice, it's also been successful on the ice. Because the Charge right now have a very unique thing, and that is, and not many sports teams can say this, whether they're men or women. Every time the Charge have made the postseason, they've gone to the finals. Not many sports teams can say that, and yet the Charge have. Okay? So they fell short both times. Yes! This time was worse than last time. Yeah! Yeah, I think the Charge's cup runs this year, similar to Everton's was last year. You did bet on your first go and your second go. Yeah. Although, game one! Game one! 2 seconds! All you had to time up, but 2 more seconds, you would have got game 1 in the bag, and who knows, it might have changed everything! You might have got game 5! Might have changed everything! Anyway, we won't dwell on that. We're not going to take that away from the big one. They earned it. Just saying. But yeah, so that for me is the big thing here, is that you're going to get more people in the building than you ever have done before. We could see, more tennis records for Ottawa just literally just break away and just get smashed, which is absolutely incredible. And to see this is just incredible. I'm just so excited. And it kind of feels a bit surreal because we kind of knew this was coming for a while. It's just we need to wait for all the I's and T's to get dotted and crossed, and now it has happened. It's now here. It's like, well, it now feels a bit surreal. Plus, it's coming off the back of Boston moving. Yeah, because this is only 48 hours after Boston made their surprise announcement. Yeah, and of course we talked about that, how Boston technically didn't need to move right now, but did, whereas Ottawa did need to move right now and have. Like I said, you can go check out the episode we did about Boston earlier in the week. About that. But yeah, so this is just good. Yeah, and as you said, George, this now just secures the long-term future of the PHI in Ottawa. You do not need to worry about Ottawa moving from Ottawa, because the Charge have now secured, by partnering up with the Senators, the Charge have now managed to secure their long-term future with the get-go. Because when the Senators get their new building, then the Charge could easily just move in with them, problem solved. Shall I try to make an estimate time for that? Yeah. Okay, I'll try. Yeah, because we do know, and we have tried to ask the East Crew about this. So let's see if we can get a rough timeline of when the Charge, well, the Senators, but technically now the Senators and the Charge are going to potentially move to a new arena. So let's see if we can have a look at that now. Okay, let's see if we can get a rough timeline. We know the Flames will be moving into their new barn, not next season, but the season after. So that's the 27-28 season. Well, of course, they'll be one of the host nations for, host cities should say, for the World Cup, which I don't think I'm going to be getting involved with. I will make that decision next year when we get the schedules out for the 27-28 season. You're probably you're close to checking out on the men's side. Yeah, because also we got the A. So also yesterday we got the AHL schedule. I was like, oh, okay. So I do feel, guys, like mentally, with regards to the men's side, I am checking out. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. Before the PHL, you have been saying you were starting to get bored of the men's side. It was getting too predictable for you. It was the same teams year in out competing in the Stanley Cup. And what the PHL's done is not only give you a purpose, a drive to promote this sport, but also it's giving that excitement back for you. So I think not just us two, because obviously we've been by our side from day one. I bet the East crew would also understand if you all of a sudden chose, you know what, I'm not going to focus the extra anymore, I'll let you five deal with it. I did say to you guys, not long after the Static Up Fast, I did say to you guys, when schedules for the actual comes out next year, don't bother me with it. Don't bother me with it. I'll just have a glance look, because I like how much the women's side. That's, yeah, so. I do feel like I'm getting close to checking, to mentally, with the men's side, I do feel like I'm getting very close to checking out, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. Okay. So, the Senators are actually planning a new downtown arena at Le Breton Flats, a multi-billion-dollar project to transition the team from the suburban Canadian Centre to downtown Ottawa. In August 2025, the Senators finalised a deal to buy 11 acres of land from the National Capital Commission at the NCC for approximately $37 million. The project is in deep due diligence. The teams are resolving logistics around site decontamination, working with indigenous groups, planning infrastructure, and securing financial backing. There is no official groundbreaking date yet. However, once shovels are in the ground, construction is estimated to take 34 months to complete. Do not ask what to ask for into years. So we're probably looking at maybe the 2030s. So probably some point in time in the 2030s. But you know, at least they're actually pursuing it. At least they are actually pursuing it. But what this does is it secures the Charge's future, because they can just basically, alongside the Senators, just easily move in with them when this new year is up and running, and job done. No need to worry. No need to worry. Yeah, which is really good for them. Yeah, really good. Yeah. So honestly, we could not be more happier for the Ottawa Charge to have secured their long-term future. I mean, this really is something that never should have been in doubt in the first place for any team in the PHL right now, especially when we're still very much in that growth phase. We're still very much in the development side. You know, we're still growing. Okay? We've got a long way to go. So this is not something that should not have happened for any team. So the fact that we've now got it sorted is good. We don't have it hanging over our heads. We can just focus on get back down to the serious business we're all here, which is the hockey! We can just focus on that. So that is really, really good news. So, who's going to get that honour? Who is going to get that honour to be the first team that plays against the Charge in CTC? Now, of course, technically, yes, Montreal might say we already were the first team to do that. Yes, but I'm talking about as an official tenant. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about as an official tenant, not as like a neutral site game, like how the Sectors of Big 12 got in their respective cities. So who do you think that could be? Who do we think it could be that would get that honour? That's something to ponder about over the season, over this lengthy off-season that we're coming in. Something to ponder on. Yeah, something to ponder on. But honestly, just couldn't be all happy. Have you two got any more thoughts you want to add, or should we close it up? Oh, there's so much we can talk about, isn't it? Yeah. Honestly, I'm just so over the moon for them to just be able to secure their future. Well, it shouldn't really have been a problem, as you said, George. It should never have been a problem in the first place. No. It should never have been an issue in the first place. But the fact they managed to get it sorted out is just music to all of our ears. I just get back to focusing on what we're here for, which is, as George said, is the hockey. We're all here to do that. Yeah. So let's just focus on that and be done with it. Yeah. So, really pleased for Ottawa. well on, guys. And who knows, we might be visiting you one day. Yeah, who knows? So obviously, we do want to get around to as many of the PHL markets as possible. We definitely want to do all inaugural 6. So who knows? Maybe we'll be visiting CTC in the future. Who knows? But any more you want to add? I'm just so pleased that they managed to get that relationship the status up and running, because that is good. Because that really is what got me over the line. That really is what got me over the line. So it's good. This is absolutely good. So let's see some charge players do the several pop drop status goes. There we go. There we go. The wheels are turning. The wheels are turning. Honestly, congratulations to the Ottawa Charge on getting it sorted. We couldn't be more happy for you. And let's let the good times roll. And let the good times roll. That is going to be all for us today. Thanks for joining us next time. Take care, guys. Go to all the breeze.